Hello again. In this tutorial we're going to learn about how to create custom shelf and some other basic tools. And first of all we are going to create a custom shelf. Now the reason you want to use a shelf is to speed up your work process by storing the tools you use most often, and that shelf is going to be pretty handy for you to just click. Well, you have a lot of shelves created by default in Maya. Here we will create our new shelf and we will assign name shelf to it, and here shelf added to the top of your viewport. Now we can start adding the tools we use the most. So let's go to create Polygon Primitive and we will start adding from sphere. To add a sphere to our shelf, press Ctrl, Shift and left click at the same time. Now same for cube, cylinder, plane. So you can see they got added to the shelf. Now we just press it in the shelf and it's going to appear as if you just click a sphere or cube in the Create Polygon Primitive tab. You can do that for other tools that you generally use. So here we're gonna add center pivot, freeze transformation. First we're gonna talk about center pivot, and for that we will create a cube. And if I will move this over here and just scale it and rotate it, just do whatever to it, and you can see where our pivot is located and how it's working. You might notice that whenever you are modeling something, the center pivot of your object is no longer where it started. Okay, now the pivot points way over here because the cube started from here. If I want my pivot point to be centered on the object again, I'll just click the center pivot tool button, and yes, our pivot gets centered. And now after center pivot we need to freeze the transformation. So let's start with this. This is a pretty simple tool, won't take too long to explain, but kind to show what it is used for. We will create a cube here. So now I have that object. You can see over here in the channel box, translate X, Y, Z all have been modified. And now if we want the object to stay back to its default value and want to reset and move it to the origin point, if you select these values and type 0, and as you enter you can see the object have been moved to the origin point. And now you can see in the channel box 0 is all the way down. Now let's take spheres, and you can see as we're moving the objects they all have the modified values, and if we freeze the transformation here, the values in the channel box will become 0. And again if we modify the object, you can see values are changing. And here if we reset the values by adding 0 to the values, you can see the object have moved to their freezed position. The object did not go back to its default shape as we just froze it. And again now 0 is all the way down in the channel box. Now let's work with combine and separate tool. I can say that they are one of the easiest tools. First of all we'll add combine tool to the custom shelf, and here we go to mesh, combine, and yes, it got added. Here we create polygon primitives. And as you see they all are different objects, so to make them all a single object we have to select all the objects, and here we click on combine tool button and all got combined and become a single object. And now for separate tool we will go to the mesh, and here is separate tool. Just click the button and here it got separated from each other. And these are all the basic tools, and I hope you found all very helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.